WABG, the Delta's leading news source.
Hello and welcome to the ABC 6 News webcast. Well, the Mississippi Supreme Court blocks the execution of Willie Jerome Manning. Manning had been set to die by lethal injection shortly after 6 Tuesday evening at the state prison at Parchment for the 1992 slayings of two college students, John Steckler and Tiffany Miller. But the state Supreme Court voting 8-1, saying the execution should be delayed until it rules further in the case. Manning's attorneys asking the state Supreme Court Monday to stop the execution and allow Manning to seek DNA testing of evidence. The U.S. Department of Justice had sent letters saying FBI testimony on testing of bullet and hair evidence in the case had been overreaching for technology at the time. Corrections Commissioner Christopher Epps saying Manning will be taken back to Building 29, where death row is located at Parchment. Epps said Manning had expressed optimism Tuesday to him and guards outside his holding cell that the execution would be stopped. Epps said the prison would be taken off lockdown, a usual procedure on days when there's an execution. Well, flood season is halfway over, and so far projections by the Army Corps of Engineers show the water should not rise to the extreme level seen in 2011. The river expected to crest at 48.5 feet on May 14th. Half a foot above flood stage, but 14 to 16 feet below the high levels of 2011. Warfield Park in Greenville has been closed due to the high river levels, but levee officials say industry on the river should remain business as usual.
Got a pretty normal year coming down the river. We are going to reach our flood stage and on about May 14th or 15th, which is not anything for anyone to be concerned about. We'll go to about 48.5 on the Greenville gauge. Flood stage is at 48. With what water we have in the Ohio Basin and the forecast over the next week or so, we should be okay.
The Mississippi Levee Board and Army Corps of Engineers are carefully monitoring the levees and rain levels in case things change. Well, in sports, St. Joe again the last area team standing in the Activities Association State Baseball playoffs. St. Joe advancing past Myrtle Monday night into the 1A North semifinals, where they'll meet Smithville. The Irish, no stranger to Smithville, having eliminated them from the state playoffs each of the last two seasons, something they know will be used as motivation against them.
I'd be mad, and they should be too, but we can't help that. Maybe we can make them matter this year and beat them too.
Smithville, they're a solid team. They're coming for us. We're going to have to be on top of our game and play the best we can.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have a chip on their shoulder, a little revenge factor. He's returning all but one kid off his team last year that, was a close series. I think we took game 1 2-1, game 2 4-2. So, they're going to be ready. We've got to be ready, so we've got to get going. And, they're a solid ball team.
First pitch of the series Friday at Smithville before Game 2 here in Greenville on Saturday. Both games slated for 6 o'clock starts.
You've been watching the Delta's #1 news source,